We have huge breaking news from the NHL. We have a massive trade between the New York Rangers and the St. Louis Blues involving Vladimir Tarasenko. We'll discuss the full details of the trade and what it means for both franchises coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have a significant, almost massive NHL trade to talk about here today. I kind of caught everybody off guard because we're still a little ways here from the deadline. But the St. Louis Blues are trading longtime forward and former 30-plus goal scorer Vladimir Tarasenko. He goes to the New York Rangers along with defenseman Mikkola. Both of these players are pending unrestricted free agents. So the Rangers may or may not re-sign them to extensions to remain with their franchise. It's believed that the contract of Vladimir Tarasenko, that the St. Louis Blues are retaining 50% of that cap hit. That knocks his cap hit down to around $3.5 million, or actually a little more than that, maybe like $3.75. So far this year, Tarasenko's put up 29 points in 38 games for the Blues. I know at one point there was a lot of concerns over the shoulder and him staying healthy and all that. I think he's kind of put those fears to rest since the last year plus, being healthy and being productive and being a good sport. Even though he's requested a trade out of St. Louis for a long time, it's finally come to be. Of course, he had to waive his no-move clause, a part of this as well. Of course, Mikkola, of course, a good-sized left-shot defenseman. Of course, he's 6'4", almost 185, 190 pounds. Got a little bit of bite and snarl to his game. He'll be a good fit on the Rangers' blue line. He'll likely play third pair minutes. Again, not real clear the long-term prognosis here if they'll remain with the Rangers, but they'll certainly finish the season in the Big Apple and hopefully help the Rangers go on a long playoff run, trying to build on last year's conference final appearance. Going back the other way to the New York Rangers is Sammy Blais, former St. Louis Blue himself, earning $1.5 million, also a pending unrestricted free agent. Of course, you'll remember not too long ago, Sammy Blais was traded to the Rangers from the Blues for Pavel Buchnevich. Of course, Buchnevich still with the Blues, so the Blues get Blais back as part of this, so a player they're very familiar with. Hard to say long-term if he stays in St. Louis, resigns, or what that future holds. They also get a 2023 first-round pick. They also get a fourth-round selection and prospect defenseman Hunter Skinner. I honestly thought that they might do a little more than this because when the news first broke, before we knew the full package, it was believed to be Sammy Blais, a prospect, and a first, maybe another pick. I thought the prospect might be a higher-end player than Skinner, maybe a Kravtsov or even somebody a little bit stronger than that. Who knows? But they didn't trade Kravtsov. They didn't trade Brennan Hoffman. They didn't trade Will Cooley. Of course, Cooley goes back to the American Hockey League. He was recently recalled, and prior to this trade was going to rejoin the Rangers and get some more playing time, but they had to get back down to a roster that was cap compliant, so he has to go back to the minors. The Rangers have also made a subsequent move, putting defenseman Libor Hayek on waivers. So if he gets cleared through, he'll be reassigned to the American Hockey League as well. I also wondered if Hayek might be involved in this trade as well. Guys like Hayek and Kravtsov have been trade pieces for some time for New York. That it's pretty clear that there's not a long-term future in their organization for those players, at least not to me, it isn't anyway. So we will see where this goes. But Tarasenko, with half a salary retained, along with defenseman Mikkola, off to the Big Apple for Sammy Blais, prospect defenseman Hunter Skinner, a 2023 first-round pick, and a fourth-round pick. So that's a pretty good return for the Blues, but right now it kind of looks a little bit underwhelming. I know Mikkola has been a player that's been mentioned in the rumor mill for maybe that they were going to move as well as Tarasenko. We don't know who those players are going to turn out to be from the draft picks. The first rounder could be a pretty good player. This certainly signals the fact that the Rangers are going for it yet again, bringing in a top player like Tarasenko, who has history with Artemi Panarin. They very well could play on the same line. They were together before, for Team Russia and Russia before. Like they're quite familiar with each other. So those two guys will likely have good chemistry, I would suspect. So for the Rangers, it's a go-for-it move that just takes them out of the Patrick Kane sweepstakes. There's been some rumors about Timo Meier from San Jose maybe being linked to teams like the Rangers, Devils, Islanders, like those types of teams in the same kind of mix here as Tarasenko. Takes them out of that as well. So I think the Rangers are mostly pretty well are either done or almost done. Now, if they do make any other subsequent moves here before the deadline, it won't be as significant. I think we can say that much. And it also signals that the St. Louis Blues are going into sell-off mode. If they're moving Tarasenko, I think it's probably very likely, not a given, but very, very likely that Ryan O'Reilly is also moved ahead of the deadline. Looking at teams like Colorado, Carolina, etc., looking for that middle six center that could be a good fit for him and a good return. So we'll see where this goes. Let me know your thoughts on the significant trade down in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, of course, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news, rumors, and analysis of all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.